good morning, or good afternoon, depending upon what time you are listening. Thank you so much for listening to the audio blogcast podcast presented to you by freeyourthinkingmind.com. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. This time space sequence we call June 18th, 2019. Today I'll be reading a throwback from March 18th, 2019. Please definitely go over to the website at freeyourthinkingmind.com. There is a new blog post from today. Today, the blog post that I'll be reading is entitled, Eat the Cake, Anna Mae, or Maybe Not. Eat the cake, Anna Mae, or maybe not. Our affirmation for today, I assess, improve, and advance my own life. I assess, improve, and advance my own life. In a diner, Ike and Frost are sitting at the booth across from each other next to the window. Anna Mae and Jackie stride into the diner, bouncing and smiling. Anna Mae plops down next to Ike, and Jackie, smoking her cigarette, sits next to Frost. Frost courteously asks the ladies if they want breakfast, and Jackie replies, "They got beer?" Frost informs Jackie very convincingly that this was not a beer type of establishment and follows up with, "How y'all feeling?" Anna Mae replies, "I feel good." And Jackie adds, "She should feel good with a hit song on her hand." Then two kids come to the table and one asks, "Can I have your autograph, Miss Turner?" Ike interjects, "Mrs. Turner, that's a married woman you talking to, boy." The other child follows up with, "When are you going to make another single, Mrs. Turner?" Who knows, Anna Mae hesitantly replied. Frost sees Ike getting mad, so Frost redirects the conversation, which diffuses Ike's jealousy towards Anna Mae. Ike then asks the waitress to bring the whole cake to the table. Ike gets a slice of the cake and tries to feed Anna Mae the cake, but she didn't want the cake. After her last refusal, Ike replies, "When a white man asks her to open her mouth, she sings all goddamn day long. When I ask, you don't have to say nothing, huh?" Ike then says, with the cake up to Anna Mae's mouth, "Come on now, I'm asking you nice now." Anna Mae replies, "I am saying no nice, Ike." Ike then forcefully pushes the cake into Anna Mae's mouth, saying, "Eat the cake." Anna Mae then takes a cup of ice water and throws it in Ike's face. Ike loses it then. Jackie stands up to plead with Ike to leave Anna Mae alone. Ike then takes his hand and slaps Jackie across the diner's floor. Now all of Ike's anger is towards Jackie. Ike then yells all kinds of expletives to Jackie. After Jackie gets up, she yells back, "Ike, I am out of here. You ain't got to hit me but once." Standing in the middle of the diner with cake all over her face, Anna Mae, with her arms open wide, pleads with Jackie, "It's all right. It's all right." Jackie replied, "It's not all right to let a motherfucker pound on you. If you had any sense, you would get out of here too." I love this scene from the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? This movie came out in 1993, and I still reference the "Eat the Cake" Anna Mae phrase today. But in thinking about this scene, I wondered if I have been eating the cake too in my life because I had no clue of my own power of becoming. I was in an abusive relationship before too. In fact, I dropped out of college to be with my abuser. I will save the details of that crazy escapade for another blog post. But let's just say this. To stay in that relationship, I believed things were all right that were not all right. However, I wondered why I had to get beaten over and over and over before I came to a belief in my own self-worth. Surely I didn't really think everything was all right in that abusive relationship. Or maybe I wasn't thinking at all. And that led me to two questions. Number one, why do most of us play the role of Anna Mae before we realize we have a Tina Turner within us? Number two, is it that most of us believe before we think when maybe we should think before we believe? When you ponder these questions, expand your mind greater than a man beating a woman or a woman beating a man. Anytime you are doing something you don't want to do, living a life you don't want to live, married to a person you don't want to be married to, going to a job every day that you hate, feeling like you are trapped and can't get out, or believing you're supposed to be more but can't quite become it, you are technically eating the cake. Now, I know that Anna Mae eventually breaks away and finds her own voice and strength as Tina Turner without Ike, but something in Jackie knew her worth was more after just one slap. Jackie didn't need to eat the cake. Jackie experienced the slap, thought it was not for her, and moved on with her life. Anna Mae, on the other hand, despite having a hit single, had to be beaten over and over before she could think her worth greater than the belief that it was all right for her husband to beat her. This lets me know that outside circumstances have nothing to do with your self-efficacy. That is something that grows from within. Do we engage in habitual behaviors that nurture our self-efficacy? Do we even believe we have a right to nurture our own self-belief? Anna Mae was always Tina Turner. Think about that. Anna Mae was always Tina Turner. Who are you again? Once Anna Mae surrendered herself to being Tina Turner, Anna Mae and her old ways of thinking or not thinking faded away. Anna Mae allowed Tina Turner to emerge from within. Consequently, Ike Turner, his shenanigans, his old ways of doing music, his old ways of thinking, and his unacceptable abusive behaviors didn't fit Tina Turner anymore. Sometimes we are afraid or don't believe we have the right to release old ways of thinking, old ways of seeing, and even old ways of believing. What new horizons, new expressions of our being, new businesses, new relationships, and new opportunities could we be missing out on because we refuse to expand our circumference of thinking, seeing, and believing? Do you have a sense something no longer fits you? Like Anna Mae, don't eat the cake. Maybe it's time for you to experience a merger too. Take time to invest in you because you owe it to the you that's got next. Thank you so much for listening to our audio blogcast. Our affirmation for today: I assess, improve, and advance my own life. Please definitely go over to the Free Your Thinking Mind website and subscribe and share. And please definitely subscribe and share our blogcast podcast at freeyourthinkingmind.podbean.com, or go over to our YouTube channel at FYTM Network and subscribe and share there as always. This is Free Your Thinking Mind, giving you something to think about. Ashe, free thinkers, ashe. Happy Tuesday.